In the lively town of Janguza, there was a big noisy shoe market called Kaswata Kalama. People came from nearby villages and towns to buy all kinds of shoes, slippers, boots, sandals, and sneakers. It was always full of colors, smelled of new leather, and voices of sellers calling out to customers. Among the crowd was a young man named Haruna. He loved shoes more than anything. He believed that the more shoes a man had, the more respect he would earn. Inside his room, he had more than 20 pairs of shoes. He wore a different one every day, matching them with his clothes, and walking around like a peacock, showing off its feathers. One sunny afternoon, Haruna strolled past an old mango tree near the market. Under the shade of the tree sat a strange-looking old man on a wooden stool. The man had a long white beard and gentle eyes. Beside him was a small wooden box. A wooden sign leaned against the tree. It read, "Wear a shoe before you buy it, but feel the journey first." Haruna laughed loudly. "What journey?" "A shoe is just for walking and showing off," he said. The old man, whose name was Baba Magaji, smiled kindly. "That is what you think, my son. Would you like to try one of these shoes and feel what others feel when you wear them?" He shrugged. "Why not? Let me try," he said, rolling up his trousers. Baba Magaji opened his box and pulled out an old dusty brown shoe. Haruna put it on, and in a blink, the world around him disappeared. Suddenly, he was no longer under the mango tree. He was in a dusty road, dragging a heavy wooden cart under the hot sun. His feet hurt with every step. His back was soaked in sweat. His hands were rough, and the sun burned his neck. "Why am I?" he cried. A soft voice replied, "You are now walking in the shoes of Malanjibo, a man who pulls this cart every day just to feed his children." Haruna looked ahead and saw some weak, hungry children sitting under a small tree, waiting. One of them whispered, "Baba, we haven't eaten today." Haruna's heart felt heavy. The pain in his feet were real. The hunger in the air was real. Then suddenly, the shoes disappeared, and he found himself back under the mango tree, gasping for breath. "Do you want to try another?" Baba Magaji asked him gently. Haruna nodded slowly. Baba Magaji handed him a shiny red shoe this time. The moment Haruna wore it, he appeared inside a beautiful mansion with golden chairs and sparkling lights. There was a huge mirror in front of him, and he smiled at his fine clothes and polished shoes. But soon, he heard a woman shouting, "You are always pretending to be rich. Look at us. We don't even have food in this house." Haruna turned and saw angry eyes, empty pots, and a table with nothing on it. He now realized he was living the life of Alhaji Dikko, a man who borrowed money just to look rich. Behind the fine clothes was a heart full of shame, fear, and loneliness. The shoe came off again, and Haruna sat quietly, no longer smiling. Then Baba Magaji gave him one last shoe, a tiny worn-out school shoe with a broken sole. Haruna slipped on it, and suddenly he found himself leaping round a rough path. A young girl in a torn school uniform walked beside him. Her name was Aisha. One of her legs was weak, but she walked with a smile on her face. "I want to be a doctor one day and help children in my village," she said brightly. Other children laughed at her shoes and ragged uniform, but she kept walking with pride and hope in her eyes. Haruna felt tears rising. The road was rough, but Aisha never complained. When the shoe disappeared, Haruna sat still. He wiped his eyes and looked at Baba Magaji. "I don't want to wear all shoes anymore," he whispered. "Now I understand. Each shoe carries a journey. I may not be able to walk." Baba Magaji smiled. "Shoes may look beautiful on the outside, but you never know the story they carry. Be kind. Don't envy what you don't understand." From that day, Haruna changed. He gave away many of his shoes to those who needed them. He wore only what was useful. He no longer judged people by how they dress. Instead, he listened to their stories and looked at their hearts. Moral of the story: don't judge people by what they wear or what they have. Every shoe has a hidden story. Before you admire someone's life, ask yourself if you can walk in their shoes.